working? Let's have a look. Should work. Come on, man. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, now. Okay, one moment there, guys. Just having a little bit of thing going on here. Alright then, cool. Yeah, we're good. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. So, apologies for what's going on over here. There we go. That doesn't look too nice over there, isn't it? Fucking hell. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's leave it at that. Yeah, what's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Apologies for actually starting this stream really late. I literally just woke up not too long ago. I was up till fucking late as fuck, about 3:30 in the morning. Family stuff and whatnot, but it's all good. It's all good. Haven't forgot about you guys. We are gonna do the daily stream and whatnot. So let's get cracking there. What's going on? So we got, who do we have here? We got freaking Derry. We got Esteban Gonzalez. Yo, that's a cool name again. Like every time I see his name, I get gassed. We got freaking Cryptique, fan of crypto. Sorry, fan of Country Club now. Actually, Crypto Cruise. We got Amar. We got David. What's going on, David? Bam Bam. Nick's in the house, man. We got a fucking whole house, man. What's going on? Again, I'm having that issue with my whatchamacallit, so I'm gonna bring this up so I can get everyone's chat. T Rose here, Carl, we got freaking Yuri, Tunahan, Sky Green. What's going on, Sky? You guys all good? How'd you guys enjoy the weekend? Weekend all good? Everyone all good? That's it. Let's go. Let's get cracking then. All right, let's get cracking into the show and let's get fucking smashing on this, right? Half Hostels in the house as well, man. Good to see you guys again. So, with crypto's been really, really a bit of a messy play, to be honest, in my opinion. Well, not messy. I did say to you yesterday, or not yesterday, on the Friday. I'm chilling, man. United won, car. Yeah, we fucking did deserve that, man. Different game in it. Now we got Maguire in the bench, and then we also got freaking Ronaldo on the bench as well. The aggressive play against Liverpool was fucking sick, and they're holding it down, man. That Sancho and Rashford together as a team, they're actually really, really slick. They're slick as hell, man. Weekend was busy in family and work. Bless you guys, man. Rolf, man, good to see you, Rolf. It's been a while. Working United. What can I say? But it is what it is. We've got 2 wins now, which is a good thing so far. But Haaland, bloody hell, that guy is starting on a fucking fire, man. The geezer just comes in. First goal he does for the Premier League, officially for the Premier League. He scored a hat-trick. Fair play to him, man. You guys are United fan. Anyone United fans here? Well, like, where you guys like? Which team do you guys support? If any of you guys follow football, I know we might have some Americans in here. So, raw Liverpool, fucking fan of country club, gonna screw us over, saying Liverpool. This little. That's free weekend. Restaurant opens next weekend again. Bless you, man. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm actually going to the Binance blockchain conference on the 14th, 15th, and 16th September. So I don't know if you guys are around in Paris or anything like that. If you guys are in Paris or you guys are nearby, give me a shout. Well, I'll be down to meet you guys up after the thing. Or if you guys going to the blockchain to the conference as well, I'll be down to meet you guys. But yeah, like that's thingy. So I'm just sorting out my tickets to go to thingy. I'm gonna fly out to thingy to France, and then from to Paris, and then I'll see what's up in terms of like hotels or whether I'm gonna see what's up. Man U, got loads of Man U fans as well. Freaking ball windows and Man U. Half hostile, yes, it's a religion. All my family support them. Yeah, most of my family support them. Some of them are snakes going to Liverpool. Freaking Liverpoolians. 3 hours away from restaurant. If I'm 3 hours away, I'll probably take a train. I'll see what happens, David. I'll see what happens if I can take a train down to Belgium. But yeah, I'll be down in Paris. I'm gonna land on the Tuesday night, and then I don't know if I'm gonna fly out on the Friday night or the Saturday morning. One of the things as well. Nah, I'm not popping to Italy yet. Maybe Italy pop over to Paris. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to Italy. I'm just going to Paris for the 3 or 4 days, and then I'm gonna head home. Steam, my guy, what's good? Big football fan. Used to play semi-professional back in Chile. Shit, Esteban, what a geezer. Fly to Melbourne, bruv. Like one step at a time. Like I'm looking to go to Mauritius probably in December around that time. for more of like conference kind of work stuff over there, just to introduce like cryptocurrency to the Mauritians over there. And like going to Australia, I'm not too far, so I'd see what's what, and then we go from there. Casemiro, yeah, Casemiro. Do you know what? I'm happy Casemiro's here, man. We need a really good center defense mid, and the guy is like, his work ethic is just fucking. He's apparently he's really his work ethic, according to the Real Madrid players, has been on fire as well. 5 Champions League, you know, fine. I think like he's won 5 Champions League along with Ronaldo as well. So Geezer's a fucking like a champ. Pirate Explorer getting high already. Yo, Pirate, are you coming to the Binance blockchain conference? Are you coming down? You know what? Oh shit, I forgot my freaking drink. One second. Get some water. One second, guys. That's alright. I'm back. My mom is from Chile. Oh, your mom's from. So your son's name's Santiago. That's a cool name. Well, I'm going down in it, Pirate. So if you want to come, let me know. Give me a shout. And it's good to actually meet you guys as well. Pirate on the house. Show your love to Pirate. You see what happens when Pirate comes on the show? Everyone gets gas. It's called a Pirate show. It's not called a freaking dank show, innit? Everyone gets a mad gas over her. Bless her. Bless the blunt. all right, let's get cracking, right? So look, so Bitcoin, right? So I did discuss this on the Friday stream in terms of Bitcoin. That, do you remember? Let me just highlight all this stuff. Let's get cracking in here. Do you remember what I was saying to you guys over here? This is what I love about this, right? So you know you got this body candle over here, this high and low. I was saying, well, you know what? Let me just zoom into it. It's much better if I just zoom in. All right. So I was saying this to you guys. So you got, this is a little secret that you guys can always take into consideration going in the future, is this. So when you see these small body candles building up, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days worth of small body candles, right? And I was saying that when you see these small body candles, that's consolidation right here. It's a very tight range, you know, that you can play such a tight range. Then in here, when it comes to here, I wouldn't play this to there. This is where I play support and demand. So if you guys remember, back in when I was in Turkey, if you guys were follow me when I was in Turkey, we was playing this move over here, right up here, and we're playing up and down. So we were playing like from this high to, I think it was this low, was it? I think it was this low, yeah, this high to this low, and it was a range bound environment we're playing. So it's like, I wouldn't go for the extreme lows like here or the extreme highs over here. Why? Because these are very clearly deviations. And when you see small body candles, so all this was pretty small body candles compared to these candles here. You see these expansive moves over here, right? So you got small body candles, and you want to keep it within as tight as possible. And that's when I was doing that supply and demand, which Jay was so kindly, you know, correcting me every single day, which one is supply or which one was demand. So if you guys remember that, it was the same situation, and that played on for quite some time, right? Turns out this one here was about a 5-day move over here, right? It's a 5-day move, nothing changed as well. And I did say that, and we had the whole Friday thing that was going on, you know, I was like, just be careful. And I said, when this move happened over here, be careful. I'm not looking to trade until we get a proper breakout. Like taking out these highs over here, hold above it, and let's go. We're taking out these lows, taking out these lows over here, and then we can play it. Let's go, right? So we got this expansive move over here, and we come back down, we shut down. And the key is, and the point is, where did we shoot down, right? I was looking for 19.6k, and we did hit 19.6k, and I'm quite happy about that as well. Yeah, 19.6k, happy days, right? The reason why I said 19.6k, for those who missed my Twitter, I'll show it here. Twitter profile. And I called it, and I played the short there. Targets were hit yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I was quite happy with it. Happy day, so I moved on. And I said BTC short to 19.6k. I'm wrong. Looking for a breakdown as confirmation, and this was just before that breakdown that happened. Oh no, that's wrong. There we go. This was just before the breakdown that happened. So, and the question is, why did I say 19.6k and not other numbers? Well, if you look at it this way, do you remember this now? It's a range bound environment. Everything is just a range bound. Remember, price is always in a range. It doesn't change at all. It doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. It doesn't matter who you're with. You know, who you know, like, you know, it doesn't matter about anything. It doesn't matter about your name. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, who you are. It doesn't matter about anything. Price is always going to be in a range. You have to remember that, okay? And when you can understand price is always in a range, then you start playing the range band game. When you play the range band game, you can play this whole move up and down non-stop, and it's just nothing but an up and down move. Happy days, moved on. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Okay, now we had the range, like, so we played the previous range, right, which was like 4 weeks worth of consolidation over here, and that's the high, and that was the low, right? That was a weekly range, right? And look what happened. Deviation, got up. That's really a deviation, to be honest, as well, because the thing is, the moment if you step back in, let me just highlight all this properly. Give me a second. Put the fucking orange line. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 4 and 5. Cool. Now if I just do this, cool. That's it. Makes a lot more sense now. Play the range band game over here. Sorry. Play the range band game over here. Got up. Looked at support because we came by the mid-range support. Took out these highs, carried on going higher. Now it decided to do whatever it wants to do, and instead shine back down into the mid-range. Found resistance from range high. And then I was saying, and this is why I was saying to you guys, 19.6 was the target. When I tweeted, price was probably around here, right? Or somewhat wherever it was, right? Around this area here, or just below the candle. It was somewhere around here, which I took a minor short, and I did say half risk, and I took a half risk short, playing it back down, and I took the full risk once we got below here. So happy days, play the game, it's over, and we're back to range low. So all it did, right, is from really and truly, bring that back up. Give me a second then, bring this back up. So really and truly, orange, come on. Don't fuck up here. Right, so really and truly all it is that range bound, breakout, came as a retest of here, fuck that, came at, breakout, step back into the range, found resistance at the mid range, here we go, that was your trigger there, off we go, back to range low. And it's nothing but a range bound environment. And really now, if you were to, I keep doing that same mistake over and over again, don't I? Right? Now, really and truly, all it is now, we're in a range band game. Nothing has changed, but we're just we're now in the weekly range. Okay, so if we're in a weekly range, we now need to look at it this way. This is support, right? This is support. We're looking to go to mid range, from mid range to range high. And what does that do? And all we're doing is low to high, low to high, low to high, and that's all we're doing. We're balancing now. That's all we're doing, all right? So the key is, right, there's one thing you got to remember as well. Where did price originally bounce into, right, when it came into this area? What's so key about this? This was the previous all-time high back in 2017. That 19.8K, I think it's 19.8K on some charts, and Binance chart is 19.8. Some places at 20K. It's around that number, okay? Morning, John. Good to have you here. It's really beautiful to see you guys here. Showers like fam. Shower likes fam. Well, when does it show? Do you need a shower? I don't know. Oh, yeah, man. Smash the fucking likes, everybody, innit? Come on. Get some love in here. So it's just a range man environment now, okay? We got the Monday. So it's going to be a bit tricky on the Monday because, look, we got a flat body candle, and I'm kind of not too pleased about that as well. Liquidity-wise, where do we take out liquidity? Well, to be honest, on the daily, we've taken out liquidity of this here, this stuff here. But does that really count? I don't think so. I mean, at the very current moment in time, where price is holding is on this block here. It's right here. So you can take a long, right? Just look at the daily chart. We're just looking at the daily chart. Keep it nice and simple. Walaikum salam. Gooni, what's going on, brother? Joe, happy Monday to you, brother. Carl saying, what's it called? I'm long from 19.6k, secured a little bit of profit, stop loss at 19.5. But I will take it easy this week. It's month end and non-farm payroll on Friday. Freaking Carl is a smart motherfucker. He's a smart geezer. Yeah, that's right. NFP is coming on Friday. We said this last NFP, which was in the beginning of the month. The first Friday of every month is NFP, and that's where volatility happens. It's crazy freaking volatility, and so you take things a little bit easier. Okay, so so NFP is coming at the end on Friday itself, and then we got end of month. End of month is just a bit of it's a sticky, slow play. You know, people's profit taken, and we tend to get the wick. I think the monthly candle, was about, let's have a look. Second first. So it's right here. So the monthly candle is here. This is the monthly open, right? That's where we started off, right? Go below it, go above, shank down. It's a bearish monthly candle. just right off the bat, it's a bearish candle, right? Then we got September coming in. September does not look fucking good. It's never looked good. And for proof, I'll show you what the deal is, okay? So, if I just... We'll tell you in a bit because we're going to remove all this in a second. Actually, no, I can do that. Yep. September, if I go to... Let me open this up. One second, guys. Come on. There we go. Bitcoin monthly chart, performance chart. There we go. This is in the Cointelegraph. So if I open this up, so you can see here, September is here. This is where September is. And as you see in 2020, bearish. 2021 was also bearish as well. 19 bearish, 18 bearish, 17 bearish. Only 16 and 15 after 2 years from the last 9 years it's been bullish. So we can always say probability wise, just off the bat, probability wise, it's going to be bearish, right? You can agree with it because there's been more red candles than there have been of green candles. So if you look at just the risk odds, if you were a betting man, you were gambling. I don't condone gambling, but if you were a betting man, you look at the probability. You say which has the most chance of winning. And just looking at this, there's more reds than green. Just right off there, there's more reds than green, which means the chances of it being red is higher in this September than it is of green. Because there's, because this has only been 2 months, so 2 years, 2 out of 9. 2 out of 9 is not good. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. Yeah, it's a 9 years. So 2 out of 9 years is not a very good probability. It's like Man United going against Liverpool last season and we lost 5-0. We had a shit team and it is what it is. We got fucked over. We can't talk about it's like, yeah, but talk about cups and shit. No. You got bent, right? Because if you got bent over like that, right, it's just shit, right? So September is a very, very bad month. And we've known about this for a long time. August was the ghost month itself. It's a bearish month as it's come out to be. September is now what we know as a new quarter. So, well, not new quarter yet. So it's coming to the end of the quarter, really. And speaking about end of the quarter, actually, let's have a look what's going on. I have a feeling that the end of the quarter is at where support is at the moment. Let's have a look. I mean, the quarter right now is at support, if I'm correct. Let's say 3 months. Yeah, so we're just below the quarterly close from last month. From last quarter. So it doesn't look good though, to be honest. It doesn't look good. Just right off the bat, right, I just want to say this first before we go any further, is that this is higher time frame support. That is the key for support until proven otherwise. So we can range bound here for however long we want, take out these highs, find support, and hit the next target here, fill in this void, which to me makes a lot of sense there from a trading perspective, and then we can start looking to go into this area here next. So that's one. That's the bullish play. But again, would you short it heavily? No, I wouldn't short it because it's still support until it's proven otherwise. Once it breaks down, then I'm like, all right, cool. Where's the next set of targets? Well, here's first, like with first set of targets, and that's a consolidation of all these years, so like about two and a half years worth of consolidation in this area. And then we play it level to level, going to this area to about I think it's about 12k, then 10k, that kind of area. So we're playing it smooth. Playing it set, being gentle when it has to be gentle, playing it aggressive when it needs to be aggressive. It just has to be what it is, okay? Don't be aggressive on shorts. Don't get too excited on shorts because we've had a big short. So we can have a squeeze going back up. We don't fucking know. We don't really know because if so I'm just saying this on a Monday now, right? Let me bring up the 4-hour chart and I'm gonna bring up ETH because it's all there, right? Delete this. So ETH, where are you? Go. So do you remember this chart here that I showed you? Right, this one here. So if September is going to be bearish, we're going to have a push up first to make the wick of the candle. And the moment it loses the monthly open, finds resistance, breaks down, then we start playing the expansive move down. Right? So it's the same situation there. It could be the vice versa. We don't freaking know. But probability wise, it's telling us that it's going to go bearish for the month. Okay? So it is macro bearish. I mean, Powell's come out saying that they're gonna, there's more hiking and whatnot as well. They're looking at probably at 50 BPS. We don't freaking know. We'll find out on FOMC on the 21st of September. I know there's the ETH merge coming up, but to me, ETH merge or no merge, or you can merge whatever you want to merge, right? You can merge with dollar. You ain't gonna freaking do anything because at the end of the day, it's a bearish market, all right? So if it's a bearish market, we play it bearish, but we're low time frame players, so we're gonna play this as necessary when we need to play this. Once again, see what's going on here. If he says range bound environment, I take a shot. I'm eyeing last month's low at 1867. Play it level to level. Like I wouldn't say last month low just yet until we start breaking down the 19.6k, because right now we're at support. All right, so is that support? So a range bound environment, you play back up to mid range to range high. We'll talk about that in just a moment as well. What's going on, Art? How you doing, brother? Nice Wyckoff pattern playing out on BDC 1 minute for a quick scalp. Yo, Lurok, you changed your name to Scalp Slayer. What a freaking geezer. What a freaking geezer. Lurok has gone into is it done a rebranding. I rate that. I respect that. What's this? Rich's Wyckoff accumulation distribution base. Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's have a look. So dang bro, as your face is rectangular, I really would be look good. Oh, thanks, brother. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I think I have an oval face. Thank you so much for that. What's in Ethiopia? What? Pirates going to Ethiopia? What's going on? I missed something? But I won't spam my Twitter on Denk Show. Sorry. Nah, man. Pirate, if you want to put your Twitter, by all means do it, innit? Like, I've got nothing but love for you. Yeah, long in Matic right now. It's not a good, but long in anything right now. You gotta work level to level. Just anti-terrorism in Ethiopia for 6 weeks. When are you going? Breezy's breaking down from last week's low. Let's have a look. Okay, let's go back onto the market now. So at the moment, the market itself is looking a bit greenish and blah blah. You know, that kind of stuff. So we just gotta play it as we speak. So here we go. So the black line, as you can see right now. Oops, wow, let's go on the daily. The black line is previous all-time high until we break it. Look, as you can see right here, just from that black line, come down. Whoops. There we go. So come down once, come down twice, come down 3 times. This is the 4th time. Do we start breaking down, right? Do we start losing this level, coming down to this 17.5k? And I've been talking about 17.5k for such a long time. We haven't taken out liquidity there. There's big ass liquidity resting there. Obviously, we know level to level, liquidity resting here, here, and here. Okay, and that 17.5k will be the target. Once we lose this level here and break down, this is 17.5k. Will come into price, and then from 17.5k, I look at seeing at 14k, that orange line at the bottom. But play it level to level, see what happens. So in the meantime, for me, what I'm seeing right now is a range bound environment within this range. So I'm gonna respect that range and I'm gonna play that range. Okay, so if I delete this, I don't need this no more because this was a bag of shit. And that's Monday's range. You can see Monday's range. We just shanked through it. So looking at the range itself, right, on the hourly, is that if you want to take a long, you can take a long here. So for me, it's a valid long right now, right? And I'd say, I mean, you can keep a hard stop over here, off this low here. That's where I'll keep my hard stop there. I'm changing the color. Yeah, a hard stop over here. They're playing back to mid range. So that's what it is right now, and that's a very valid range, a valid play, because you're respecting the ranges, the power of the range there. And as a trade, let's have a look. How many? That's stop loss here. Target 1. It's a 1 hour trade, and then we go to 2 hour trade. If 2.2, yeah, 2.2 trade. Looking over there. So if you're like, you know what, which is very reasonable, which I would actually do myself, to wait to look for the plays to go up higher. I need to see this, right? So bring up the charts there and we can start seeing what's going on. So as you can see right here, we've got a range bound environment here. That's the high, and I'd say this is a low here. That's it. So that's the range bound environment. So we're finding resistance at range low, deviation from there, and resistance. To me, that's not looking good. The fact that we haven't been able to climb back up, right, to reclaim this level, then we have to start looking at this area and then to range high. Right, that's the plan. That if it comes up, I can enter in here and play little scalps within here, targeting and seeing how we are at this reaction at range high over here. Do we break down? And if we break down, cut the trade, going back down to the ranges itself, or do we decide to actually pop up and hold above it, go to the 25% of the range? From the 25% of the range, then we can start looking at going up to the mid range, and the mid range, as we can see, is just right here. So let's just do that again. So range high is here and range low is here. That makes sense. Cool. So the plan is, if you want to take a long, is get up and hold above this. Then I say, yeah, we can actually start playing to range high, and that would be my trigger, for example. So that would be my entry, and then you can keep a stop loss. I'd say you can keep a hard stop out here. Then that's when you keep a hard stop there, or you can keep a stop loss over here, right? Whichever you feel comfortable. For me, I feel much comfortable below the range low. Just give me a bit of space and timing as well. And then once we get there, if it started breaking down, then I'll be like, all right, cut the trade, because if we're gonna go back, we're just nothing but range bound in play. But if we break out of it on the upside, then we start looking for 25% of the range. At the 25%, hold above this area here, get above this, then we can start filling out these inefficiency over here. Let me just draw this straight ass motherfucking line there. And then that'll be the next set of targets there. That'll be target 1, target 2, target 3, squeeze into mid-range, and that's the trade done. That's the trade done, and nothing like that's a very valid trade. If I were to do a scenario, do you remember we talked about like people like to have 3 hours and whatever? Well, here you go, right? Here you go. If it all plans out, you've got probably a 5-hour trade here. Oh, that's a 3-hour trade. That's a 3-hour trade, right? And you can compound as you go along as well, but let's not focus on compounding. But that's your 3-hour trade, providing that it sets up. It doesn't mean that you then draw the 3-hour trade right there. We're taking a 3-hour trade. No. Wait for this to set up, and then you take the trade for the longs, okay? Because until let me delete this. Yeah, until we step into that range to do this price action here, to me, we can start breaking down below this and then go back to range low. And then from here, we see how this reacts at this area. Do we take out liquidity, right? Come back up and step back in. And then what it is, this price action here was just a swipe of liquidity to play back into the range. So there's a lot of things to think about, and it's a time to be patient. Does that make sense there for you guys? Like, am I speaking sense? You're never late, Mafia. It's always good to have you here, my bro. Let's see. I said I'll try for Paris. As I have. You'll try for Paris because you got Ethiopia. That's no problem. I'll come to Ethiopia then instead. See my African brothers over there. You know, for those who didn't even know, Ethiopia is quite a big. It's a very big respectful. It should be respected, especially if you're a Muslim. Because it was the Ethiopian prince, right, the Ethiopian leader who accepted Islam to actually come into the country when the Muslims were getting persecuted in Mecca, over 1400 years ago. So it was the Ethiopians who actually respected the Muslims. And they were Christians. They were Christians, and they believed that there was not much difference between the Muslims and the Christians, and they actually allowed Islam to flourish within the country of Ethiopia. So big up respect for Ethiopia as well, man. Big love to the African brothers as well. So Christian saying it looks like a range play, like a range, and it's a range. Yeah, it's always a range within a range within a range. It's like a rangeception, you know what I'm saying? Christian is saying, hello Dank, how are you feeling? I'm all good, alhamdulillah. How about yourself? And what are your thoughts on Bitcoin bouncing from 18.6 to 18.9? Well, to be honest, I don't really care about 18.6 just yet, because we're not nowhere near any sort of levels to break out the 19.6 level to see it go back down. So for me, like I was just discussing with the guys, so I'm looking for a range bound play from the range low to mid range, and this is the price action I'll be looking for. Yeah, so this is the price action I'm looking for here. Let me just change this color. This action over here is what I'm looking for to play this range from like 19 point, let's call it like 19.9k all to 20.7k something. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. For 18.6, I mean, we have to start breaking this down, right? So you know what I said, price can still come back down, swipe out these lows over here, and step back in the range. Step on the range. I know my stop loss is here. I'm ready to go up high, 25% in range high. Okay, with the same plan as this, right? Now, if we decide to go back down and then start doing this, and see this block over here, we find resistance and break down, then I'm like, all right, let's short the market down and go a lot more lower to see how it goes. We'll talk about a short scenario in just a second there. I just want to make sure everyone is understanding what I'm talking about in terms of playing this from this area here to 20.8k. Nothing too fancy. I'm not saying to anything higher or whatever. We're playing it level to level, respecting the range, which we always talk about is low to mid, mid to high, high to mid, mid to low. Okay? Everyone's with me? Let's have a look. I love range setups, especially at support and resistance level. Yeah, man, they're easy. They're easy. They're the most easiest thing to do. And then from the concepts of ranges is when broken down, I don't know if anyone's broken it down as simple as that. But when the concept of range, when you break it down, it makes a lot of sense. So when it makes a lot of sense, it's that vodka. Nah, it's water, fam. It was water from a restaurant I had yesterday in it. So I just bought the bottle for myself. I was like, I love the bottle in it. I'm like, yo, I told the waiter, yo, can you leave the bottle here? And the guy was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, just leave the bottle here. Get me another bottle. I'm taking it home. Yeah. Now you could come. We'll teach you to shoot. Yo, you can teach me how to shoot. That's fucking sick. I've never fired a gun, you know. Never fired a gun. A little bit scared of guns. I'm not scared of guns, but like, what if I just pop like someone else in the leg or some shit like that? Yo, is that nah? It's vodka. Nah, Darius thinks it's vodka. Darius thinks I'm a fucking drunkard. What a geezer. How is S&P and Dixie looking? We're gonna have a look at that in a bit. I saw S&P yesterday. Not looking good in my opinion. It's just, it looks bad. I think it's bad. I think it's really, really bad. I think we go down low. Do you have MAs for market? Nah, I don't use any of those confluences. I look at prices, and the prices tells me the story. So I was telling guys, what I was telling everyone before is that, you know, all these indicators, they can be quite confusing. They're useful to some people, all right, but not to me. Like the price itself tells me everything. It speaks to me and it tells me exactly what the deal is. So I just follow what the price is doing. I don't try and follow, oh yeah, this is MA, it's gonna hold a support. It's a short term, but most of the time it's always respecting off a block, it's respecting off a range, it's respecting off support and resistance, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, for me, I mean they're useful, but it's not my kind of style. What is Dank drinking? Dank is drinking water. It's just water, fam. Trust me, it's water. I don't drink out thingy, vodka or anything like that kind of stuff. I'm a good human being, you know what I'm saying? Hoping for Dixie to shoot to 107. Well, I was hoping for Dixie to shoot to 103 for 100.3 for a long time ago, but we'll see what happens about that. Redacted saying, will I be able to pay to join the country club of crypto? Yeah, dude, 100%, 100%. Yeah, bruv. I know about HMRC, bruv. Trust me, like, they are my case too as well. Taxes is fucking horrible. 100%. We are going to sort that out. There is going to be a crypto payment and there's going to be a card payment system, whichever you guys prefer, and that'll be perfectly fine, okay? Don't worry about me. I got you guys. Redacted. I know about your business. Don't worry, I got you. Taking no good place to eat. And Brum, bruv, there's loads, fam. Where do you want to go? What kind of food you're after? So is everyone Moreno and VPNs means the tax man don't know I exist? What a geezer. Yeah, Redacted is not here. HMRC, there's no guy called Redacted here. USDT, what's in? Alright, cool. Yeah, USDT, everything. If you want to pay in Bitcoin or Ethereum, that's not a problem. If you're playing USDT, the lot, whatever you want, we'll sort that out after. So yeah. It'll be a really simple system as well. When I'm coming to Manchester. Oof. Oh yeah, you're from Manny. Let's sort out something in it. You're from Manny in it. Let's sort something out. I'll be down for that. If you ever come to Brum, let me know. Because yo, Vegeta, my guy, what's going on, brother? Just looking at fucking BTC. Good to have you here, my bro. In terms of car, sorry, yeah. I don't know why I'm coming to Manny, to be honest. I want to go see a game of United, right? But I don't know when. But looking at, I don't know. I can't tell you when. But like I said, if you guys are ever in Brum, give me a shout. There was a geezer called Crypto Rasengan as well. He's been a big fan of mine. Probably it was mad though. So when he messaged me and he was down in Birmingham he came from America, and like on holiday, and he's like he wants to link me up and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, sure, 100% in it. And I think he was a bit baffled by that. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I picked him up. We went out. We chilled. We ate and stuff like that. You know, we had a good time. And bro, like, it's weird. It's weird for me because like to me, it was like I'm a human being in it. I'm just like a geezer. I'm like you guys. There's no difference to me or anybody else. But he saw it as very different. He saw it as like I was someone who actually helped him understand a lot of things and helped him with along with other people, not just me, along with other people like SC, XO, these kind of guys. And he was like, dude, he was telling me some crazy stuff like about his life and all that kind of stuff and how he wants to change his life. And I was telling him, I was like, bro, you're like everybody else in this space. You know, we all want to do that. We all want to do that, and it's hard work. Okay. World Cup. I'm a big German fan, to be honest. It's really bad to say from England. I'm a big German fan, and my two teams will always be the Germans versus and the English. I want the English to win. I think the British has a very good chance. We went to the finals in the Euros. We've got a good team. Gareth Southgate is a really good thingy. But if I was a betting man, I'd go with France. I'd go with France. I think they're the strongest team there is at the moment. What about you guys? What do you guys think? Battle of Britain. I mean Wales. Oh yeah, dude. I was in freaking. I went fishing yesterday, fam. Well, no, I didn't went fishing yesterday. I went fishing the other day, man, in Wales, and Mumbles, Swansea. All right, let's move on to the shorts now because we are getting carried away. So shorts on BTC, it's pretty simple, right? So we got this okay. So we got this range over here. If I want to do a quick scalp shorts, I can go on the 5 minutes, and you can see right now we've got another range here. So we got two things going on. Number one, we've got a range, and we've also got a trend line going on. So you guys see this trend line there? So I already know that's the trend line there, and we also already know that we got a range from, let's say, from this high to this low. Keep it nice and tight over here. Okay, so we can see that range there. Let me just change this color, get the lines in place. So this is a high there, and this is a low here. And as you can see, the range band environment is quite simple: up, down, up, mid range. It's looking heavy there, just off lower time frame. So if I were to draw a Fibonacci, let's see what the Fibonacci says to me. So about here, yeah. So you can see the mid range. If I draw the mid range over here, this is where we are finding a bit of problem. Okay, so we've come from the low to the high, taking out liquidity on the highs on the lower time frame, come back to the low, taking out the liquidity at the low over here, come at the mid range, and we can't reclaim the mid range and hold above it, right? We're finding resistance of that trend line. So to me, it looks bearish as it's looking quite heavy. So if I were to play a range band game off this, just on the scalping kind of position there, let's see what we got here. Right, so off this, oh man, I shouldn't move this over here. Let me delete this. Okay, so let me delete that, and let me just move this over here, widen this out, and let's see what we got. All right, so we got the low, which is here, and we got the high, which is here. All right, and the mid range was where? The mid range was literally off this candle here. That's where the mid range was about. There we go. That's the mid range. Okay, and then we also got a trend line from here to about, is it here? I think that's it. So we missed the short term opportunity once we, did deviation come back up. Sorry, the long game opportunity to play into this area here to fill out these voids over here. So now, as a range band artist right now, I'm looking at how we're reacting. So where are we reacting? What we find support? We're finding support off this black line here, which is the previous all-time high in 2017. So now I'm going to see how do we do this, right? Do we hold above it? And I would start longing once we break up and retest, and then that's it. Off we go. This is your confirmation here, and it's just so happens to be around this area is the 25% range between here to there, from the mid to low. Okay, and then I'll be playing it up to mid-range, from the mid-range. Look to take out liquidity, go to the range high, liquidity over here, taking initial profits across here that we target. So that's target 1, target 2, target 3. And that's what we're looking for. And that's the range bound environment of a scalping kind of position. Now, if the price comes back down and we're finding resistance off this trend line, does its thing, finds resistance, breaks down over here, fills out this void. Once we come into this area, this is a block right here. It's an area of consolidation. I expect some support. If we don't reclaim and hold above it, then there's no point to play longs. I look for shorts once we break down, take out liquidity over here, right? You can't see actually. Let me just move my head. Whoops. See the liquidity over there? Take out liquidity in here, playing it back down to range low. Range low is where? Let me show you. Back into 19.64k. That's what I'll be looking for. Okay? So let me make this a bit more neater, and then you guys can see what's going on. So as you can see, the low for the range is here, isn't it? Right? That's it. And as you, that's the, let me go on the 5 minutes because it's right. So yeah, you can see this area consolidation over here. That's what's holding the market on the upside right now, just for short term on a smaller time frame. So let it do its thing. The moment we start losing this, we're stepping back into this area consolidation, play it back down. That'll be the one target there, playing it all the way back down to range low. And then once we get the range low, we've got to see what happens. Do we hold above it and reclaim and keep going up higher or not? In my opinion, if you want, if you want to start shorting, so I think it was Guy was asking about 18.6k and stuff like that. Then this is what we're looking for. 15 minutes. Let's go on the 1 hour actually. Yeah. So we got liquidity resting a lot of places here, right? So I'm just gonna move my head up here. So you see this got all this liquidity resting all over here. So if I do a trend line from there to there, I mean we've completely lost this trend line. Completely lost it. I mean there's no point even bother putting it there now. Now the question is what happens? We know we got liquidity resting here, here, and here, and that 17.5k has been bothering me for a month and a half really, quite some time really. So the question now is the shorting scenario for confirmation is something like this: come back down, break down, lose this low over here, and then we take out liquidity here, target 1, target 2, and target 3, looking at target 4. We're playing it all the way back down to here. All right. So this area here. I delete everything else. Let me just remove all this. Okay, so this area here, you can see, no, it's not this one, it's right here. As you can see here, this area is a block that's held a support before. Support where? Support right here. So I do expect some price to be coming to 18.8k, 18.6k, come back down. So what I do think what's going to happen is something like this. If I just delete that. I do think something like this is going to happen. Target 1, come down, take out these lows over here, right? And see how we react. If we reclaim this box over here, this box over here, then I say, okay, cut the trade because we're looking to come back up to this area here to 19.4, 19.6k. We see how we react. Is this a deviation of the range to step back in and go higher? Or is this a retest? And if it breaks down further, let's take out all this fucking liquidity, swipe them all off. That's the shorting scenario, and that's how we're playing it for. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? Now, looking at everyone's looking at the Vegeta stream. Bless him. Oh, you finished half an hour ago. Oh, so you're doing a bit later. Bless you, my brother. I have tickets for Arsenal game. Oh shit, when are you going? Which game? I was in your stream. Vegeta, bless him. Are you in Swansea, John? All right. I was born in Bridge, in fact. I got Argentina and Messi will be confirmed. Let's go. To me, it's Ronaldo, fam. You gotta go with Ronaldo. My guy Cristiano. Yeah, man. I went fishing. I'm a fisherman, innit? Like I'm not just a trader. I do a lot of things, innit? Someone from Mauritius. Oh, Shamia's here. Where's Sham? Yo, Sham, what's going on? How you doing? Good to have you here as well. Yo, it's Shamia from Mauritius. Bless you. Nice. Yeah. Half Italian, half Mauritian. Fucking hell. We've got some Mauritians in the house now, innit? That's free Mauritian. Freaking me, Sham, and Pirate. But yeah. Nah, man. Ocean fishing, fam. In the middle of the ocean kind of shit, innit? In Mauritius, I like to go fishing as well. I haven't gone. So I don't know if Sham wants to come with me. We'll go. Anyway, so that's Bitcoin there. So to me, there's probably more downside than there is upside. This is the range itself. Nothing to play. Play it within the range until we break down on the downside. Once it starts breaking down, we can play this. If it breaks up, it goes up to here. It's just looking bearish though. So anyone thinking that it's bullish, it's not looking bullish, right? So we're looking at dollar, right? Dollar can't be the dollar to me. I mean, look, the question now is this. We're going to use dollar as a barometer. You see this high here? That was the high for July. Now what we've done is we've swung fail. So what is swung fail? So I don't know what Shamia's education. Nice to meet you, man. Really good. Oh, bless you. So I don't know if Sham's let me move back down there. I don't know if Sham's knowledge on swing failure is any good, but let me break this down for you. A swing failure, when you say swing failure, is basically when you got a price that's a high, okay? Because you can tell that's price is actually got a high, and that will be something like a low. Clearly, you can say that's a high and that's a low, right? So when price swings into a high, comes down and breaks down below, that's a swing failure. So it failed to actually reclaim. A reclaim is when we get up and hold above it, show bullish market structure to go up on this on the upside. This will be my trigger to go up higher to the next set of levels to potentially 11.3k. But the fact is, it's a Monday, so anything can happen. Is this a swing failure? We'll know if it's a swing failure if it comes back down to the 108 level and break down, and then we come down to 104.5k. That's what I'm looking for. And we play it level to level, take out these bottoms. You see these are equal lows. Now these equal lows, there's liquidity resting here, and wouldn't be surprised if we take them out. Okay, but if you reclaim and hold above it, it's bullish, and that means the stock market and the crypto market is going to go down, and it's not going to look good. I never give up. What's going on, brother? I told my family I got into trading. Worst mistake of my life. They all think I've lost it and I'm gambling. Dude, I'm gambling too. I'm joking. Nah, it's everyone's gonna have, like, when it comes to cryptocurrency or trading, everyone's gonna start will have an opinion, right? If I had listened to my family back in 2017, I wouldn't be here, right? Like, it's all that, like, there's all kind of adopters in it. There's late adopters, early adopters, all that kind of stuff, right? So we know how cryptocurrency works. We've seen it many times, right? Well, we've seen it, like, for those who joined in 2020, 21, you guys have seen how crazy the bull market runs. And when it runs stupidly high, right? So all you got to do now is just got to wait for you just got to wait for what happens now. We're in a bear market, and a bear market basically means it's a bearish. Everything is bearish. Bearish is going to go down, and how down will it go? We don't know, but we play it level to level. If it's in a bull market, we've seen it go erratic. But the movement that we've seen in the bull market for crypto on the upside will be very similar on the downside. Erratic up, erratic down. So that's what it is, okay? So if your family thinks that, like, you're a bit of a nut job, trust me, we're all nut jobs here. All right, then let's have a look. What's going on here? I think Sham's coming to into the chat, and, like, everyone's getting a bit. See, that's the funny thing is, when ladies come into the chat, that's when everyone gets a bit happy. I love the energy though. But yeah, so dollar doesn't look so good. Well, we just don't know. We don't know how it is. So we know this is the Monday's high. Let me delete that. We know this is the Monday's high as it stands. That's the Monday's low. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, so come back up, find resistance, and then it's going to be good. Bitcoin will go up to the 25% range, the mid range. But if we reclaim this, and then Bitcoin will go down on the downside. Okay. Now looking at ES, the S&P market. See what I mean by the S&P market? It doesn't look good. It just looks shit. I think it looks really bad, in my opinion. So this is the range bound environment that we played, right? So literally this is it. So if I bring this up here, yeah, that's it. So we've got a low. 2021's low, last year's low, last year's high. Taking liquidity on the upside, taking liquidity on the downside. Now, what we've done is we've gone from low to high, high to low, low to mid, right? And we've failed to reclaim that mid to go up higher, right? So we can't say that. So it's a big ass gap. I do think we fill that up anyway. I think we do something. What's possible is this now. Just looking at the ES market in the 4 hours, right? So as you can see, if you were to draw a trend line, like here, for example, we've lost the trend line clearly. I mean, we did look like we lost it over here, right? But it's a deviation. The question is, do we come back up and reclaim? I mean, reclaiming the mid-range is going to be tough, though. That's the honest fact. The fact that we come down here, it's not so good. Powell and the Fed speech has fucked things up in it. I like showing love to ladies. All right, pirate. Fucking hell, pirate. Fucking hell. Caught me off guard. God. Fucking hell. Shit, dude. Well, I don't know. I think Sham's a lady. I think so. It sounds like it. Sham, yeah. Alright, cool. So, look, light up another cigarette. We need more ladies in crypto, to be honest. That's what we need. It's not a man's world in crypto. We just like it's dominated by a lot of male who actually are in crypto, but it is what it is. Yo, TCX, how's it going, brother? Good to have you here. Appreciate you coming on. Oh, fuck, what did I just do? Sorry about this. One second. You know she's a lady. Keep the heart pumping. All right, cool. So if you look at crypto, ES, right? So that's the trend line that we lost now. Now, if I were to look at it as a range bound environment and see what's going on, well, to me already, you see this low over here. Let's have a look. We've come to the mid range. We found resistance. There's two levels that we're finding resistance, right? I know, ideally, what I was looking for, which would have been nice, is to come into this area here. I would have liked to come to this area here. This PA would have been good if he's done this, come into this area and break down, start losing it, and then shank it back down, right? Reason why, it tricks everyone to go into bull mode itself, and all we do, we come up to fill up these gaps over there, these inefficiency, and we come back down, break down below the mid range. So the fact he hasn't done that, now begs the question is, can we still do that? Yes, we can. We can still do that. Why? But we find some sort of support over here, right? So you see this high over here. That's an SR, right? We got resistance, deviation, sells off. We come as support, hold above it, come back down, find resistance, and sells off. Then we shank back below it, and now we're at this area. We're really at this area here, right? Yes, we did open up on the gap. So if we start to reclaim and hold above it, and I think we come to this area, which is into this low, which is about 4150 around the area, looking to squeeze into mid-range. From the mid-range, if we reclaim and hold above it, I'd like to see us come into this area, take out the highs, and tag into 40. Oh, what the area is? Let's have a look. 4362. That's the bullish plan for ES, and then see if we break down and go a lot more lower, right? Or we can actually hold above it and still play the range band environment going to range high, right? Or first 75% of the range and see we're squeezing to 4800. But like I said, we're in a bear market. Do we do that? The chances are very slim. Probability wise, it's very, very slim against us to make highs. So we've got CPI coming up. CPI coming up on Friday. It's gonna get more volatile on Friday. Okay, so that's the bullish play for what you call it for ES. But if we come into this area here, for example, tag off this, breaks down, right? Comes like this, breaks down. This is my shorting opportunity. Stop loss over here, hard stop over here, playing it back to target 1 off this SR, and then looking to break it down to 25% of the range, and then we go down to get liquidity over here to 3650 at the range low. Okay, and if that happens, Bitcoin is gonna shit the bed. It's gonna shit the bed really, really hard. So because if you look at the measurement and move when it comes to S&P, how the S&P is moving against the BTC, well, BTC hasn't pushed up any high. It hasn't shown me like significant strength. And we also got that Mt. Gox situation where Mt. Gox when Mt. Gox actually is releasing 140k worth of Bitcoin to their holders, isn't it? So if it was me and I had like, I don't know, like 10 BTC for example, I'll fucking sell it. I know the market's gonna go down, right? I believe the market, and if the market's gonna go up, it's gonna go up. But I'd be happy to sell it and make some cash out of it and live a life for it. 10 Bitcoin right now, for example, at like $20,000, that's a lot of money. That's 200k. You know what I'm saying? So it's how does inefficiency quick move either way without pullbacks? Correct. That's what Vegeta's saying. So you see, for example, let's delete all this, right? And let's zoom in. See this move over here? Recently, what we've done on the 4 hours, you see this one fat candle here? That's an inefficiency, right? That's when price just shrank down completely. So what tends to happen, right? Price will like can and cannot, right? And like, it can or it won't, right? Whatever it wants to do, it can come up and fill up this inefficiency. It can do that now, right? Or it can do that afterwards, whenever it wants to, because price can do this, right? Price can actually decide to do this on its own, and this is why we read the price, right? This is why we're price actionists, right? We chart this and we read what the price is. Price can come back down and play all the way down lower, down to this area, without filling this inefficiency, but it fills out these inefficiency over here. That's inefficiency there. Just like look over here. You see this? There's an inefficiency over there. It took such a long time before we actually filled it up, and we filled it up over here, but then it's also did another inefficiency there. So it can shoot down, and then like maybe in the bull run in 2024, 2025, it will fill it up whenever it wants to, and then we play it from there. Okay, so that's what inefficiency is about. Does that make sense? Why does it happen? It does happen when okay. So let's just say, turn a hand. There's all of us here in this chat right now, and we're planning to actually sell the market, and we dump on the market, right? There are gonna be buys, gonna be here. Let's just say, if I delete this, let's just say that price is over here, okay? And there's gonna be buys on here. There's gonna be buys off this area here, okay? Now we all plan to dump millions and millions of dollars, right? And let's just say in these buys over here, it was about 2 million worth of buys, right? There are footprints. You can follow this, how many buys there are in S&P and each blocks and whatnot, right? There are footprints that you can, the applications that you can actually read that. And I've seen it. It's pretty interesting as well. Not my kind of style, but it is what it is. Take care of yourself, David. Who's going? Sorry? Oh, Pirates in a bad mood. Why? What's wrong? Take care of yourself. See you later. Yeah, so price, like, so let's say there's 2 million buys over here at this level, and we've got like 50 million. We've got like 50 million to dump, and we dump it 50 million. We're gonna sell it into these buys, and they're gonna be in negative straight away. And that's how inefficiency works. Is that when there's a combined buy, or sell or buy, whichever, against the opposite direction. So even if people were selling up here, and we bought the market, and like Bitcoin, I'll show you Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is much more easier. So here, so we've got right here was higher time frame support, right? So this was the range low over here, right? So this was the range low over here, and what happened is we had there'll be, obviously there's gonna be buys over here. The market decided to dump on it, right? Dump on the buys, and what happened is it just one quick move, well, over a couple of hours, just sells off completely here. And that's a lot of sells that are happening right there. People are trying to buy the market here. People are catching knives all the way there until there's no more catching knives, and people start slowing down, and it starts to range bound in this area here. Okay, so inefficiency can happen when there's a massive surge of price in the opposite direction. So if it was a dump, it's a massive sell. If it's a pump, it's a massive buy. So a pump, for example, is here. This is all inefficiency. Can you see this? Previous all-time high back in December 2020, right? Found resistance and a massive buy. People would there would have been sells over here because it's a range bound environment looking to break it back down. But what happened is the buys were so much more powerful than the sells, and we just shot up and we carried on shooting up. And all this is inefficiency, which we filled after about 2 years really. So that's how the market works. It can be fuckery, because if you look here, right, we do have some inefficiency in these areas over there. Inefficiency here, inefficiency here, inefficiency here. You can see these? They're all just like fast movements, really fast movements over here as well. And we got a lot of grinding, right? Grinding over here, consolidation, a lot of grinding back up, come back up, grinding all the way back up, and then we got a fast drop over here, right? So just like the 2020 crash that we've seen over here, it's the same thing. People market dump the whole shit out of it. Does that make a bit of sense there for you? Yeah, at some point in time, that's correct. Goonie. Okay, see, that's all right then. See, pirate. I feel we should all be open to the possibility that U.S. equities continue to sell off relentlessly on Friday. I don't want to scare anyone, but just make sure people know the possibility. Yeah, I agree. Because look, with ES, we discussed if ES is actually can't reclaim the mid-range, which it couldn't. It just lost the mid-range. To me, it's not good. It's just not good, right? So I have plans for buys on the upside. I mean, this is confirmation to go higher because, I mean, the market structure, right? If you look at the market structure itself, right, after 4 hours, let's have a look. And we're below the monthly open, by the way. You see this monthly open there? That's the monthly open in purple. So it's a bearish month already, okay? So, I mean, yeah, come up here, hold above it. I see this is target 1, and that'll be target 2, target 3. and then see how we react at the mid-range. All right, so it's not looking good. I'll be honest with you. Crypto as a whole, it's not looking good. Yes, we are on higher time frame support, but how long will it actually hold? Now, oh yeah, another thing I want to show you, BTC USDT. Look at this. This is last month's, this is the June's range. And the June's range has been perfect if you look at it. Let me delete this. The June's range is literally this. We've got the low, we've got the high. We're taking out liquidity on the high itself, and we come back to the mid-range. We found resistance on the mid-range, and to me, it's not looking good, which gives me more possibility. There's further downside here, taking out liquidity on this side. So, would I long, would I short? The plans are there for longs, right? Which is all a smaller time frame. For shorts, come into this area, let it do its thing, whatever it wants to do. Find resistance, off we go, sell it down, back to here, stop loss over here. And that's the shorts. And with all we've done, we've taken out liquidity on the upside and taken liquidity on the downside. That's what we're looking for. From here, like, the 18th, well, let me delete this, move to the side. So this little price action here, we'll work it out once we get back into this area here. So do we break down, and then we can start taking out liquidity there. So that's BTC. Are we all following it? Now Ethereum is no different. I've got two things here. Number one, we're below the monthly open, so it's bearish as it is. We're below the 2021 Q2 range low. That's also bearish there. And we use the same range, which is, we've got July's low and July's high. What we've done, right on the spot, taking out liquidity, it's a deviation of the range, and we're coming back down to the mid-range. To me, that mid-range is going to come down. That 1400 level is going to come down one way or another. 1395 over here. So for this level here, what's so important about this green level? Again, just like BTC, it is at higher time frame range, range high, right? At 2018's high. So when he made that 2018 high, so it's finding some sort of support there. Let it do its thing. If it consolidates above, right, and start breaking up, then we can play on the upside. But the moment we lose this level, then we can start talking about this area here, right? Looking to go into this area there. So there's a lot of things we got to do. There's a lot of steps we got to take before we even take any shorts. So let's have a look on the hourly. So we've lost last week's Monday's low. Now the question is, right, we've actually now come out to higher time frame support at 1448. What's that level is actually? 14, let's go 1440. Yeah, 1440 is actually the previous all-time high. So now looking at this, is this. We know we got Monday's range in blue. We've lost it. So I've got a trend line over here, as you can see. That's a trend line. We're pulling us as resistance each time. Now there's a range bound environment. That's the low and that's the high there. So let me just draw this in properly. Delete everything else. All right. So got a range band here. That's the low and that's the high. So we're at the range low. It is grinding there. It's a valid long with a stop loss over here, looking for the mid range. The mid range, I'd say, is, let's get a range band environment. Fibonacci, high to low. Mid range is just there. Okay, cool. That's the mid range. Yeah. All right. So if I were to play this game, I've got a trend line over here, break above it, hold above it. Then I say that's my trigger. Playing it to mid range, that'll be target 1, 1480. From the 1480 level, we can go out to get liquidity over here, go to the higher, which is about this level here, is at 50. Yeah, let's call it 1509. All right. So then that'll be the second target, the secondary target, seeing if we can squeeze into Monday's low at 1529. The question then becomes, is this a deviation of Monday's range? If it is a deviation, we'll step back in and play level to level, or is this a retest to go down for further downside? Now, if he does something like this, fills out this inefficiency over here, breaks down, breaks down, steps back into this range, that's your confirmation for lows to go back into the mid range to range low to 1440 level. That's the target there. Looking to squeeze it all the way to 1400. That's the mid range of that of July's range itself. And that's liquidity being taken out on both sides. And that's as simple as that in terms of today. So we'll see what happens. And that's really it in terms of crypto, to be honest. Ethereum and BTC. It's not looking good, though, to be honest. I'm going to be very, very honest. The market looks kind of shit. But we'll see what happens. looking at ETH. Well, ETH, what's happened is that we've now, well, like I said to you, range bound environment until proven otherwise. If we go to 4 hours, it's really been a beautiful thing, to be honest. High to low, low to high, high to low, low to high. That's all it's done, right? So it's been a range bound environment within here, okay? Yes, we have some deviation here and a deviation over there, right? We've come into this area here, this block of area. Let me just draw this out. This area here, and it's found resistance of it, and it's pinpoint perfect though from that resistance. Oops. What the fuck? Delete all this. 4 hours. From here to there, as you can see, this high there. As you can see, we've had come back into this range of it. This block of consolidation there. Sells off, come back once as retest, and then it sells off to the range, mid-range of the higher time frame. And now, if I look at it as a range bound environment, it's from high to mid, and the mid is right here. So lose this level here, come back down to low, and that means ETH and BTC is going to go a lot more lower, right? And BTC is going to tank. Ethereum is going to tank heavier than BTC, in my opinion. There's a lot more downside to the market as it is. Okay. Then from the mid-range, we'll see if we play back to 25% to range low. And literally, we're just playing nothing but the range bound environment until proven otherwise. So I can't start saying that we're going to go higher prices until we reclaim this level here, the 0.82 level. Then I can say, yeah, we'll take out these highs over here. But until then, it doesn't look good. Right? So it's a range bound environment, and the ETH looks like it's going to shit the bed a bit more. That's my honest opinion on there. So yes, we are at a higher time frame mid-range. Do we hold above it once we reclaim our fucking camera? Bastard. Did well though, for like an hour. What's going on, Piotr? How's it going? You good? Delete this, put this over here. Any questions, guys? If you got any questions, ask away. I'm just sorting out the camera in the meantime. There we go. No, all good, BT. That's cool. So that's that there for ETH. Looking at Bitcoin dominance. Well, Bitcoin dominance is come down to just about the range low. I would have liked it to come tag down in this area here. So you see this inefficiency here. I would like it to tag, and there's a double bottom right here, right? So I would have preferred it to come back down and then hold above it and carry on higher. But ETH is looking like it's kind of taking out this trend line over here. Let's have a look. Really, I'm not convincing, to be honest. This high. About there. No, it's got what it is. We've got resistance, resistance, resistance. I mean, is this a breakout? I don't know. We don't know. We'll just have to see how it is. It is a range bound environment again, as usual. So this is the low and that's the high. And we'll just step into the range band inside. So all we're doing is range band in here until proven otherwise. If we break down, come back to range low, break up 25%, and then we're looking to go to mid range. So, and if BTC dominance is going to go up, the price of Bitcoin is going to go down. So more money is actually going into Bitcoin. So the Yard is saying to have a look at USDT. Let's have a look. Dominance. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. It looks bullish though, which means if USDT, so this is a range bound environment on USDT from 2020. So you can see here. Let me just make this a bit more pleasant for you guys there. So as you can see, range bound environment, right? We had some this all here was the bull market here, mini bull market here, and then that's it. That's all it is, which makes sense. Which coincides the bull market very, very well. Why? But there's less money in US dollar. If there's less money going to US dollar, they're going to alts, right? So that's why we had the downside over here, and that was the the beauty of 2020, the end of 2020 going into the May, and this is when May price shot up over here, which is why, because Bitcoin dumped. And then back in July, August, around August time, we had more of a downside over here, and that's when we had the bull run all the way to November, and from November we shot back up, and that's when Bitcoin started breaking down. And the fact now, right, we've actually broken out of this range, right? Does it need to retest this range? Not necessarily. This is crypto; it can do whatever it wants to do. But the fact now, if you look at it this way, if price, I mean, you can do this, for example. Well, I wouldn't do that. I'll probably use this one here. That's much better. I think this is much better. This is much more cleaner. Reason why I wouldn't use that high is that, see that spike there? See that spike over here? It's just like a very, very fast spike. So I just, to me, it's like a bit of an anomaly right there. But anyway, so you can see a deviation, resistance, deviation, resistance, and we've broken out on the upside. And the fact that we've broken out, coming to this area and holding a support, is looking to take out, is coming out to these highs over there, potentially to this area here. All right. Let me just delete all that. So it's fine support off here. All right. It's fine support off here. It looks like it's going to come into take out, well, come into this area here. Right. Come back down, hold above it, and off we go to this area here. And if the US dollar dominance is going up, that means there's more money. There's more money. It's people are stacking more US dollar. If they're stacking more US dollar, that means they're not bringing alts, right? So if alts is not, has no money into it, and more money is in US dollar, that means the market of alts is going to go down, Bitcoin's going to go down, Ethereum's going to go down. Does that make sense there? The CC is going to start really soon. Just bear with me, right? I'm just doing some like touches and whatever. I'm having a little bit of an issue with the website. That's all. Once the website is done, and then we should be. I'm trying to aim for the end of the week. Around the end of the week, I will give you a bit of a heads up there. Once we go live, I'll definitely tell you when we're looking to go live, and then we can go from there. Okay? Do you refer to any trading indicators? If so, which one? No, I don't use any indicators, BT. I've asked the guys. The guys will tell you. Have I ever used any indicators? I've done it just for the sake of education purpose, to show them, like, for example, that 200 weekly EMA. Oh yeah, by the way, BTC, we lost the 200 weekly EMA. So bearish, right? I'll show it here. But yeah, I don't use any indicators. I think the price is these candles says enough stories that if I start putting RSIs, MAs, EMAs, SMAs, TTAs, I don't know what they're using these days. If I put them all together, you start focusing on these indicators, but you're not focusing on the chart. The chart is telling you what the price is going to do. So I would personally myself would use just the I personally use the what you call it, the candles. The candles tells me everything that I need. So I mean, I'm not to say that it's bad, it's not good, but I do use them from time to time for confluence, as for example right now, right? So if I were to, there we go, it's the high this, right? The 200 weekly EMA right now, and look at it right now. As you can see, this is the 200 weekly EMA, and it's been historic that once we got into the 200 weekly EMA, we've held above it and we're going up higher, right? But as you can see on the daily, just on the daily, before we even go on the weekly and the monthly and all that kind of stuff, you can see come back down, resistance, go back up, down, goes back up, has a deviation, comes back up, takes that highs, holds a support, comes back up again, looks like it's going to go well, but then we lose it completely. We lose it completely. This 200 weekly EMA is now is going to become resistance. So if whatever reason price decides to go back up, I think at this area at 2300 it's going to be bearish to go back down, to go a lot more lower, in my opinion. Until we reclaim this at that level, it's not looking good. And it just so happens to be, let's have a look what the ranges are. Monthly open has been, we lost the monthly open, and that's approximately where that 200 weekly EMA is, or MA, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I use it from time to time as confluence, but I think it's perfect without them, like Nick's saying right now as well. Yeah. Is SC the same in that sense? I've not seen him use any indicators myself personally. I've not seen him use indicators when I was in his class. So yeah, I believe that he's very he does use the candles. He has his own. There's little strategies that he has on the side that we don't know about, like little systems and whatnot. That's very secretive. Obviously, that's his forte. That's his little thing going on. So he doesn't have to share it. I don't see why he needs to share that to everyone. Because if that's his edge, it's his edge. By all means, you're fucking sick. Do your thing in it, my bro. But from what I understand with him, is that he doesn't use indicators. The way I've learned from him is the price. These candles tells you everything you need to know. Because sometimes you're looking at RSI's bullish divergence and all that kind of stuff, and you're missing the point. You know, there's been many times, right? Like I tell you, for example, oops, I've done this before, right? Where I've not used a single indicator, right? I remember it was in September last year. Was it September last year? There was a move. I can't remember when. There was a move. I think it was here. It was here. It was right here. So I'll give you an example. Everyone was bullish here. This little price action here. Oops. Everyone was bullish. I think the indicators were showing bullishness as well. Like RSIs was showing bullishness as well, and whatnot. It was showing crazy bullishness here. And to me, it's a range bound environment. And I took a very stupidly aggressive short. I literally did a video an hour before the dump was happening, and I was saying that we're gonna go a lot more lower. And I can't remember what the target was for me. I think my target was about here, something like that. I think, did it hit? Yeah, it did hit. It kissed it off there. That's where my target was. And that move itself was a 14-hour trade. In 1 hour, I did 14-hour. So and the thing is, the indicators were showing that it's going to be bullish. I took this trade here, 14-hour, and then played it back up. So you tell me if I need indicators or not. I found more success from without using any indicators than actually using anything else. So that's the way I look at things. Is literally, it's once you understand, you know, BT. Once you understand how price, and you're focusing on price, and you start looking at, I'll show you. Let's do this together. All right, I'm gonna show you, for example, right? So we know where the wick was where the target was. It's on Twitter anyway. I did the whole thing on Twitter, so you can always go back. But let's go on the 15 minutes. I think I traded off it was a scalp. It was a scalp which I exploded into a day trade. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Just trying to find it for you. 1 second. Give me a second. Oh, the time frame is so far away then. 1 hour. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. This is the play. So let's just focus on this, okay? I'll give you an example. This is high insight as well. So we got the high over here, and to me this was the low there. All right. So this was the low there, okay? And this is where I took the short. I took the short here, right? Playing it back down. So was I believe it was 14 hours. It was a little bit more. I don't fucking know. I can't remember. Anyway, let's talk about this when we talk about the R. It doesn't really matter. So this was a range bound environment, right? People, like majority of people, was looking to fill out these inefficiency there, right? And they were saying, yeah, we're gonna go a lot more higher and X, Y, and Z, blah blah. Now, I believe the contrarian. The reason why is this. So again, price action. They're using the indicators. Bear with me. They're using the indicators and using all this kind of fanciness. And I was like, look, I'm just gonna read the fucking chart. The chart was this. This is the high, and this is the low. We're range banding in this area here for a few days. So I think it was like 2-3 days or so. And on the daily, it was small body candles. Small body candles means to me one thing. We're going to have consolidation, and then we're going to have a crazy, big-ass, motherfucking godly, like, expansion move either on the upside or the downside. So the focus was this for everyone. Majority of people, the focus was to play it here, reclaim this area, and then play it into this low here, right? And that would have been a play. I saw it very differently. What I saw is nothing but a range bound environment. Okay, so if it's a range bound environment, what was this range telling me? This range was telling me this: we've got the high, we've got the low, and we've taken out liquidity on the low, and we've taken out a deviation on the low. The moment we step into here, that already said to me, hang on a second, we are not ready to break out any further. So we range bound and we did this thing, and it's playing high to low, low to high, high to low, right? Now this is where it got interesting for me, where I read it very differently to everyone else. So we come back down, come into this area here. So you see this, let me just delete that. And you see this candle right here, right? And this is where it was. So this candle here was support, 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 okay? So we're bouncing off the mid-range and we're finding resistance at that mid-range. We have liquidity was taken out on the upside. And to me, it's like, okay, we're going to go back down and there's more chances of us going lower, right? From experience, well, to me, I was shorting it and I was holding it a lot more lower, okay? So I took the trade, right? I took the trade here, played it back down here, and I cut most of the position here, okay? Cut most of the position, I left a little bit left, right? Just in case we start breaking down. Then what happened was, price got back up and it was into this area here. When it comes to this area here, I was like, hang on a second. If we can't even reclaim this on the 5 minutes or 15 minutes, right? This means it's not going to go to the mid range. We're not going to take out liquidity here. And I was like, an expansive move is going to play. So I entered around, probably around here. I think it's around here. That's why I entered in. And I put my stop loss there. So the little bit that I had there, I brought it back down to this area. Compounded it over here. Then this was my stop loss. From here, I played it all the way down to the fucking low. No, I didn't. I put my stop loss here. That was it. Because I remember, like, Crypto Shadow asked me, he's like, dude, did you retake that trade? I showed it to him as well. And he's like, how the fuck did you do it? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. And next thing is, once we shrunk down the first hour, and I just let it ride down and off we go. And that was it. So I didn't need to use any indicators. And obviously, once we come down to higher time frame support, right, which is go on the daily, this to me was support right here. Because we got this high here. You see that? That was support there. So I knew that was support, but to me, I'm focusing on filling out this. To me, I was focusing about this price action over here, this consolidation over here. You can see, price was consolidating here, which is why my TP was here, and off we go. Happy days, we moved on. So that was a really, really good trade, alhamdulillah. And then we played it back up. But that's the thing is, once you understand how the candles work and the market profile, it starts to make a lot of sense. Once you understand the ranges and you play within the range, you don't need to worry about expansive move and all that craziness. There's a lot of money to be made within here. There's a lot of money to be made here, even here. Like, how many of these crypto guys were looking to short here? So, you know, this high to this low here. Everyone was bullish. Everyone was bullish here. Once we come into here, everyone became bearish. And when they became bearish, then they flipped bullishness over here. But I've been playing it from here, this range bound environment for so long, and I was playing it like a freaking donkey. It was just the same thing, rinse and repeat. And once we got above and hold above it, and then off we go, right? And this is just a breakout, retest, sells off, and then we go a lot more higher. So that's what it is really. Is that you just gotta understand how the price works and what the candles are trying to say, and which is why I don't use any indicators. So like I didn't need to use indicators here to say this is a sell-off. Why? Because here, this level here is the yearly open. We already know a yearly open is a higher time frame, a key level. So we come back up once we start showing lower prices, and we're finding resistance of this. It's a sell off, stop loss, range low. All right. Any other questions, guys? Before I head off, price action is the key. 100%. Less indicators. Yeah, to me, less indicators is better. You know what? You only use indicators if you know how to use them, which I don't know how to use them very well, effectively. Because there's all these settings with RSIs. Look, you can't just put up an RSI, for example. Let's see. Yeah, you can't put an RSI here, for example, and then leave it as the 30 to 70 settings. Because you know what? Even if we go to RSIs, there's all these settings here that I need to understand. SMAs, what's Bollinger Bands, EMAs, all that kind of stuff. the BB standard deviation. Do you know what that is? I don't. MA length. I don't know what that is. RSI length. Well, there's all these kind of things. So if you don't know these settings, these intricate settings, it's because you're like, and you're just using default. Well, you're doing what everyone else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the Bitcoin just took a fucking dump. 1 minute. Hey Thomas, how's it going, brother? You good? Let me delete this. Oh, looking at the wrong thing. Yeah. So there's all these intricate things. So they can become very confusing. And if you don't know what you're doing, I don't play with them. Because if I'm gonna play with them as a standard, right, then I'm not doing anything different to anyone else. There's gonna be millions of people doing the same shit I'm doing who thinks they can read the RSIs. But in actual fact, are you a professional to read RSIs? I'm not. So I ain't gonna touch it. So I focus on something that I can understand. The candles. Nah, man, you're welcome, brother. You don't need to say thank you. It's all love, man. Any more questions, guys? Any advice for people who want to trade with a full-time job? So, when I was working as a pharmacist, I was trading full-time while working. The key really comes down to this. A lot of the work is preparation, right? Preparation like for the plans. So, 90%, in my opinion, is preparation. 5% is execution. 5% is taking profit. Okay, so yeah. So when, like if you like, if, let's say you got a job, 9 to 5 job itself. The night before, I've already done my prep work, right? So I already got all my lines. I've understood what I'm doing at night time. Okay. So then the next day when I go to work and then when I'm looking at certain levels, I know what each level is representing, for example. So I don't need to go. I don't need to zoom out to see. Oh yeah, this is high. This is low. I already know just from here. These colors mean something. This orange is a weekly range, so it's weekly support, right? Weekly mid range, weekly range high, and you literally it's finding the balance, right? How to actually trade full time. But the key thing is really number one, I would say, is try to learn how to trade. Learning how to trade makes things a lot more easier, right? Understanding ranges, understanding SRs, understanding like price action, the whole price action thing. If you can understand that, it makes your life easier when you're trading full time, when you're trading full time at work. So it's like trying to master that. Right, it's bear market right now. There's not going to be any money to be made on like in terms of longs, in terms of like spot buys. There's going to be small little buys, small little push ups in here or there, 20%, 50%, whatever. But we're not going to get like 10, 20x, 50x, 100x kind of stuff. That's not going to happen now. We all have to agree on that. So literally, just take it one step at a time and be patient as well. This is the bear market. If you depending on your experience on trading, whether it's actually been a year or a couple of months or a couple of years, it does take time to master master the skill. I don't believe I'm a master of the markets, but my aim is to become one day. Whether it takes me 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, but I will get better each time, and there's always stuff to learn. So learning number one will never end, right? So keep learning and find the right people that you want to learn with. You're welcome. Like I said, I like thinking like I do TCX. I do this thanks daily trade every Monday to Friday, right? And I break it down. I do the plans for you guys as well, so you guys can actually understand and see these things. So that's one thing that you guys can see every single week, Monday to Friday, guaranteed. And I've been very consistent, apart from the time that I was ill and I wasn't able to jump on the stream. But I'll always be here to actually help you guys as much as possible to improve your skills and your understanding of the market. Now, if you are interested to go any further, like stepping up, then you can go into something like private groups. Now, people have private groups as well. It's down to you who you find is more suitable for your kind of style and who you feel like you'll get more benefit out of. So be careful with that and try and research around. If you want to join a private group, I've got one coming up called the Country Club. The link's in the description at the bottom. If you're interested in it, you can actually just go on the link itself, send me a DM, give me your email address, and then I'll add you on. It's $100 a month I'm charging. It's going to be capped at 100 people, and we'll do a lot of lessons through there. So that's that there, and so I really appreciate you guys, showing me a lot of support. But Tio was asking for Matic. Let me look at Matic, and I'm going to head off there because I've got me and Yaro's got a podcast to do. Well, we're recording a podcast for him. Well, I'm helping him record a podcast, and he wants me on his show, so I've got to head off and actually respect my time for him as well. So Matic, as it comes down to, well, remember this range that we played, right? So if I were to zoom out on the daily, let's just talk about it quickly. Now Matic was this, right? Got a range high and a range low, and price is range bound in here. The deviation there, and now the question is that we come out to range low, right? I was looking for $1.18, I think it was target. Thank you, Fantasy Country Club. I appreciate that. You know what it is? It's like, look, as much the skills that I've got, I will do my best to help you and give you give you what the skills that help you improve your skills. All right. I can't promise you that you'll be 100%, like me. That's not thing. That's not you got to remember one thing. The way I see the markets will be very different to the way you see markets. But as long as you can read the markets the way I'm reading it, that's enough for you to actually be profitable. It's always about being profitable, and then like some people are traders who likes confirmation, and we talked about confirmation. What's so good about that? Yes, the risk to reward, the R's, you won't get like a 3R move or a 5R move. You won't get that, but you'll get consistent confirmation. So confirmation will be more like the probability is is increased on your favor in the direction we're looking to play. So for example, if I were to show you this, for example, let's just say we've got a range bound environment here, and let's say this is a 5-minute chart. Okay, we've got a 5-minute chart here. Let me just bring this out over here. We've got a 5-minute chart here, and you want confirmation. Confirmation to me is take above this high. Right. So yes, sorry. This is the bodily candle right there. Once we step up above it and hold above it, that's confirmation for me to say there's a more probability to go to 25% of the range and then going to the mid range. So, sorry, that is the mid range. Yeah. So playing it to the mid range, and then from the mid range, we see if we hold above it, going to 75%, and then to range high. But looking at so that's confirmation, and you won't get like a 3R move, like I said, but you'll get probably 1.51R trade move. But you know it's a higher probability of taking of going in the right direction. Some traders like that, some like being aggressive. I'm a very aggressive trader. For example, if I see this, for example, if I were to watch Matic, for example, and I'm looking at this low over here, and I see us do something like this, we come back down, we step back down, and once we reclaim this low here, to me that's aggressive to actually enter here with a stop loss there, playing it back to 25%, then mid range, right? That's how I play it. Everyone is very different. Some people have different styles, but I know a lot of people want to learn how to scalp. So scalping will come time. It will take a long time to actually, for you to be able to scalp. I wouldn't look, I'm a scalper. It doesn't mean that everyone should be a scalper. Some people might not like the pressure that they're in. So it's all about what we'll do is we'll find what's your preference, what you're comfortable with. But to be comfortable with something, you need to start mastering little things. Like, for example, this is a range bound environment. Play it in a range bound environment and focus on this until we break out. So there's a lot of things to worry about. So looking at Matic, to me at the moment, we're coming down to range low, right, which is key support here. Key support here. Look, but we need to focus on what ETH and BTC is doing now. If this is a daily, if the shorting scenario, if we lose this low here, find resistance from the range low, right, and find resistance, this is your confirmation to go back into this area here. That'll be target 1, looking at these liquidity over here, and then they're coming into this area here. So that'll be target 2, and then see if we get to these liquidity over here. That'll be target 3. So that's what Matic would be looking like. If BTC shits the bed coming September, probability is quite increased there, as we talked about. But looking at longs, I need to go on the hourly and start looking at this. So what's going on with Matic here? So Matic is finding resistance of 25% of the range. So look, we're shooting back up into this range. Now, for me, it's this. So you see this here. You see this high there? We take out liquidity, right? That's one thing. So let me just draw this out now, because I'm looking for shorts right now. Just off the bat, I can see shorts until proven otherwise. So we come up to here. What it is, price, wicked into it, take out liquidity, come back down. And we come back down, we didn't even retest this area. Why? Because we come into this area here. You see this consolidation right there? This is the area where it's caused reaction there. So now if price decides to come back up, breaks down, to me, that's a confirmation for me to go back down 25% of the range, looking to fill out this move here, and coming playing all the way to range low. Taking out all, so liquidity has been taken out over there. Right? You can see it. Low. Liquidity was taken out right here, and we made a higher low, and it was already showing bullishness to come back up there. So that was your opportunity to take a long there, and that's aggressive play. An aggressive play would be a stop loss over here. And we're coming back to range low. So if he does this plan, I'm all good for shorts. So for shorts, now I missed out the opportunity to actually take a long, obviously. So I can't jump in, right? See this candle here, right? So if price were to come back down and hold above it, then I'm saying, okay, I can put a long here and put a stop loss probably here, playing it back into 25%, and then go into this area, see how we react off this. Now, if we break above and hold above it, we take out this liquidity, then mid-range will be here. Okay? Does that make sense? Can he go higher? He can go higher. But that's what I'm saying is, we have to see how this reacts here, level to level first. This area consolidation is the first key. We need to see how we react. Because if we start breaking down to a bearish market structure, and we don't even take out these highs or even these highs here, then that means that we're going to go a lot more lower to 25, going to range low. Does that make sense? Fucking hell. Any questions? John said, how do you all suggest to get started? Started in what way? So fans search like swing trades, breakouts, and confirmation. Yeah, because it's a lot more easier. Swing trades are a lot more easy to control because it gives yourself more time to actually breathe and relax and so on. Like when you're looking at day trades and scalping, they become much more of a higher pressure time frame there. How many years of training do you have? I've been in the market since 2017, so we're going to 5 years now. 5 years I've actually been in the market. 100% John Capuch. That's the energies I want to see. You guys become better than me, because I want to see one day that you guys have your own show. You guys have your own thing going on. You guys are telling me what the fucking trade with. That's what I want to see. I don't want to be the best. I want you guys to be the best. I've done my time. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love to you all. Been here for 7 years. Damn, that's a good time. That's a very good time. Yo, Pirate's back. Pirate's back. Bless her. Good to see you again. Well, according to my... we're moving up here. So, we're going to see how we react off here. In terms of Ethereum. Like I said to you guys, the range bound environment was from... So, this is what I'm looking at here. See this area consolidation over here? See how it's getting heavier and heavier? To me, it looks like if we can't even close up in the next 20 minutes within this range over here, it looks bearish to me, right? It looks bearish to me, and then I'm looking to short the market down here. We could still potentially come to the Monday's low, which we talked about, break down. This is your confirmation, and that'll be a stop loss, playing to 1400 level, the 1440 level, and see if we can squeeze down to 1400. So that's what it is there. All right, cool. So my camera is giving up on me as usual. Fucking cameras. Next 2 years with daily practice and failures. Bless you there. It does take a little while there. Bro, Pirate, are you that high, man? Are you okay? And when you day trade alts, do you look at BTC and ES at the same time? Yeah, so once I've done my I have had a look at ES and dollar index as well, and I have an understanding of the direction they're going in. I use those as like a bit of a guidance. So then when I look at alts, so for example, if I'm bearish on ES and bullish on dollar, so that means I'm bearish on alts and Ethereum and BTC, right? So I use that as my confluence to play the market where it goes. So Ammar saying he's fairly confident of finding ranges. Ranges, but can you go through your thought process on finding a range on say 15 minutes for different pairs? Much appreciated. Give me a pair. Give me a pair, and I'll give you an example of some ranges. Appreciate it, Derry. Big love. You're gonna send me a new cam. Bless you. Oh, you got to meet Dank, SC, XO, and NJ. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, let's do Algo USDT. Yeah, that's the thing is with Twitter. I mean, there's the good and bad into it with Twitter. But some people just talks a lot of shit in it. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Let's do Algo USDT. Right, okay. On the daily, we've got a range bound environment over here. So for me, right off this range over here, I can see this. Right, so to me, it's this low. Let's have a look. Yeah. Let's have a look at how this works. Yeah. So I'd use this high over here and this low here. That's the range band environment of the daily. That's where we're range banding up here. Does the mid range has a story? Yes, it does. Got resistance, resistance, deviation, resistance, resistance, deviation. So this mid range already here at 35 cents is a key factor, right? So if I were to play it like this, I've now got my daily range, right? So let me change this into blue, so I know that's the daily range, right? Now I'm looking at the prices itself. So I can zoom down, for example, on the 4 hours, and I start looking at what's going on, right? So on the 4 hours, I can see a few things. Number one, I can see a trend line going on. See this trend line there? We've lost this trend line. Question is, are we finding support, take out this high to come back into this area here, and then reclaim to this trend line, potentially get liquidity of here to the 31 cents at 25% of the range, right? That would be one thing. That's what we're looking at. If you want to look at another range itself, well, this is another range that we're playing in, that we've got. So you got this high here to this low there, and that was a range bound environment that we were playing for a number of days until we lost it. And now the question is, do we come back in as retest this area to sell back down lower, or we're retesting this to go a lot more higher? All right, and this will be a deviation of this range. Does that make sense? That's just using two ranges there. What's it? Let's not do a fun page. I'm pretty good. I'm decent with like, in terms of buying one. I will a gift. Bless you. You got it covered. Yep. Does that make sense, Ammo? So looking at ranges, you're just looking for highs and lows. But then again, ranges takes a bit of experience as well, a bit of time to actually perfect. But once you do perfect it, and that's where the CC, the country club, comes into play. Like when we're doing ranges as homeworks and whatnot, I can actually mark your ranges and help you out on that. Right, any questions? Any more questions before I head off? Fine, of country clubs taking a piss in it, and the Empire as well. They're ganging up on me. Right, guys, I'm gonna head off. Right, only if you throw that camera out the window, promise. But what camera are you giving me? This is a good camera I bought, man. This has cost me like 800 quid, you know. I love you too, brother. I love you guys, man. Awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, man. Smash the likes, man. Show me some love as well. Really appreciate that, guys. Big love for that. Respect for your time as well. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. All right, then, guys. I'm going to head off now. Catch you guys soon. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, all right? Take care, guys. Love.